Welcome to the Live Aid Liverpool 2023 podcast with me, Tony Cook, the creator and director of the event, which takes place at the Adelphi Hotel on Sunday the 16th of April. It's all in aid of Shelter Merseyside and Alderhay Children's Charity. Over the coming days and weeks, I'll be talking to some of the artists, some of the sponsors and the two charities that are involved in the event. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Martin and Geoff from Classic Queen, one of the artists that are going to be performing at the event. Welcome to the Pod Cafe.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, how are you?
Really good. Really good. Thank you.
Okay, good. First question. When did the idea of Classic Queen come about?
Well, we've been playing in our main band that we go out as is called Dr. Strangelove, and Classic Queen has kind of took on its own thing, and we'd always play Queen songs. Everyone in the band's a fan of Queen, and rightly so. And whenever we played a Queen song, the kind of feeling in the room just went up a level, and the audience response was great. And some of the venues we played at just sort of saying, you guys should really do a Queen show. So we decided that, Matt, our singer, who's Queen anorak, he's followed them since he was a kid. So it was kind of easy to start putting a set list together and working everything out. And then, we decided to put a show together. We did a couple of small little local pub gigs, and they just sold out and went down really, really well. And it's I don't know, it's such a pleasure to play Queen music live.
It's a challenge, but it's when you get it, and I think we do more than 90% of the time when we nail it. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, with those four guys as songwriters, just incredible what they created in the studio, and it takes six of us on stage to recreate it. Brian May in the studio would lay a lot of guitar parts down, so there's Carl and I in the band, so we cover all of those side of things. But it's when you're playing a song and you realise the components of it and how that arrangement came together, it's a joy to play. It really is.
I remember seeing you guys I think it was a few years ago with Dr. Strangelove when you were resident band in the Cavern. And I remember I was out with a friend, and I remember looking to the stage, and every time you came out with a Queen song, I was saying to my friend, I was like, why aren't they a Queen tribute band? Why aren't they, that must be about 6 or 7 years ago now, possibly. Carl, but who else is in the band at the moment anyway?
So, lead singer Matt Vaggers, we've got Carl Fithian on lead guitar, myself, Geoff Ponter, I cover some lead guitar, mostly rhythm guitar, Martin Byrne on bass, and Frank Ryan, who plays the drums. And for the Queen project, we also have Tony Hughes, who plays the keys.
Okay. All right. So, Live at Liverpool, Martin, what made you agree to come on board? What his part now is basically, it's like a family now, considering this is the second event that we're doing.
It is. Aside from the fact, obviously, with the Cavern connection, having worked in bands at the Cavern for such a long time, which is how you and I met.
Yeah.
It's the main thing for me was the two charities, because Alderhay is a charity that's very close to my heart, and I've got friends of mine have worked there on children's ITU for over 10 years, and I know what they've done and what they've seen, and I know the difference it can make, and also shelter. There was a time in my life when I lived down south, and I came pretty close to losing everything I had, and I was looking at, well, I'm going to be on the street.
Wow. So
that's a subject I've always kind of kept close to my heart as well. So it was a no-brainer for me. I wouldn't have said no. Whatever charities you were pushing, but those two, I was just like, that was the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
for me,
the big charities. Yeah.
Because in our industry, as you know, when we had the lockdown period, I think 99% of the artists were caught out by what happened. And I think me and you probably all know a few musicians who were close to being homeless as well. So So going to the set itself that you're going to be doing, obviously it's nearly 40 years aid. Can you believe that? That was like Live Aid 85.
Don't say
that. Was I even born?
I watched it live at my mum and dad's like that.
Yeah, in fact, I remember it. For one reason only, is that the Beach Boys were on, and my mum God bless her, she actually said, Tony, or Anthony as she called me then, she went, the Beach Boys are on. And this was when I was playing a game of football at the bottom of the street, and all my mates were taking the Mickey out of me, the Beach Boys are on. But I remember that Live Aid set by Queen, and I think that's when the world became, I mean, they were world famous anyway, but I think that's when the world took notice of how amazing that band are. Well, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, the ultimate live act for many people. And I think they had that period, sort of the 70s period and early 80s, then they came back around, didn't they? Almost looked a little bit different. Freddie changed his style. And then when they did the Magic Tour and that, it just elevated them to this huge, city.
But that was the thing with Queen. Queen were always like absolutely stellar live. They could back it up. Like a mutual friend of ours, Keith Mulholland, when Keith was playing in Nuts, I think they did. I think they were the support band for Queen's first UK headline tour. Good friends of the band. He said they were in the wings. They'd finish their set, get a quick shower. They were in the wings watching Queen every night, taking notes.
I remember Keith telling me a story about that. It was in a university in Glasgow or Edinburgh in Scotland, and Queen they were getting bottles thrown at them or something. There was a big security scare or something. I remember Keith telling me that. Oh my God. So on the set that you're going to be doing at Live Aid Liverpool, have you decided what set you're going to do?
We're replicating the Live Aid set.
What else would you do? We're going to do the Live Aid show. So note for note, or as close as we can get it. The set that they did back then at Wembley, we'll be recreating the whole thing. Well,
okay, so all the audience are going to have their hands in the air, Radio Gaga,
absolutely,
and all that kind of stuff.
They better had.
Now, obviously, I remember last time I'd done a gig with you, Martin. I think it was at the Philharmonic. So you're talking over a decade ago now.
The John Lennon thing?
The John Lennon thing.
With my caftan.
You were at the caftan. I actually had a cannabis garland around my neck. It wasn't real cannabis, by the way, because, but it was that was like, I'm not saying it was an embarrassing one, but it was a really good gig, that, wasn't it?
That was a good gig.
Have you got any funny stories, embarrassing moments that you've, either with the classic Queen or with Dr. Strangelove or any other bands that you've been doing stuff with?
Mine are always just forgetting stuff. A song, you go on autopilot sometimes, or your muscle memory's there, and you come into this like iconic little guitar bit, and then it's not there. I remember it wasn't Queen, but we were doing some AC/DC stuff, and there's a like really famous riff in the middle of Back in Black, which I do, and it came to it, and my head just fell off, and I was like, I can't remember. It just like froze, like deer in the headlights kind of thing. So someone else you look over and they take over. But I don't think I've fallen off a stage or anything.
Yes.
Yet. Yet. You probably have.
A few decades. Not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
No, I didn't. One of my funniest ones was we'd gone to America on tour with Paul Kappa's band. And we had a bit of downtime and we went to Buddy Guy's bar in Chicago. And as luck would have it, Buddy Guy came in. So Paul being, people don't get it, Paul's an incredibly shy human being if you don't know him that well. So he's like, in my ear, go and talk to Buddy Guy, let's see if we can get a picture with him. I was like, I'll go and talk to him. And he was a lovely man, and we got a picture with him. And 20 minutes later, Goldie Hawn came in and was escorted to the, what laughingly was like the VIP area, which is basically just a roped off section. And then she sent a minion over to ask Buddy to come over because she wanted a photograph taken with him. And the reply came back for everyone to hear, I'm sorry, Mr. Guy's watching the baseball.
Wow.
And we were like, there you go.
Perfect answer.
There you go, exactly. Goldie.
Yeah. One thing that impresses me really, I mean, you get tribute bands, as you know, I'm in a tribute band, but you get a lot of tribute bands for many artists and they try and replicate the image on stage. So you have the Freddie as dressing up as Freddie with the yellow jackets on. Well, what really I like about the classic Queen act is that you're not Brian May, you're not Freddie Mercury. It's the music of Queen that everyone is going to be listening to. Yeah. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's probably why we didn't do it sooner, because you automatically think tribute band or that you got to get dressed up. But no, it's all about honouring the music and trying to replicate the music and we're all fans of the music, and the audience are fans of the music. And of course, there's lots of people that go and get dressed up, and that's fine. That's a thing in itself. But no, for us, we're all about, you know, being true to the music, and as fans and players.
I thought it was funny when we played over in Guernsey, like the August bank holiday last year. What was it? 2,500 people or something? It was a few thousand people for sure. And it was a great gig. Great, a very unlikely setting where we played, but it was just amazing.
It worked. It was magic.
But when like Frank, our drummer, and we was chilling out about an hour later having a beer, and this lady came past. She goes, "Oh, you're in that Queen band. You're absolutely fantastic, but we're ever so disappointed that your singer didn't wear a moustache." And she just walked off, and we just looked at each other and went, "Okay."
Can't please everyone.
Yeah. Imagine if we had the Matthew Street Festival back. Imagine your band like Classic Queen doing in front of a sea of people.
The Matthew Street Festival back too.
You know, imagine that. You know, so fingers crossed one day we will.
Yeah.
You know, so, but,
it's a little bit like, I mean, the proper Queen going out and they've got Adam Lambert, and that it's all about just the occasion and the songs. It's a celebration of the music.
Yeah.
Adam Lambert doesn't dress up as Freddie Mercury or try to be Freddie Mercury. No. He's a singer in his own right. He's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
And it's a celebration of the music.
Yeah.
And I think that's all we want to do. And we've got, you know, the beauty of being able to chop and change the set list as well, and we'll play most of the iconic hits, but we love playing some of the deep cuts as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, some of the quirky album tracks and things like that, we'll always try and throw some of them in as well.
Yeah.
And cover right from day one, so Keep Yourself Alive really early, up to, you know, the last stuff, Who Wants to Live Forever and Show Must Go On, and the latest stuff as well.
Yeah. My brother actually was, if you remember the Diamond Jubilee celebration outside the Palace last year, my brother was in the orchestra supporting
Lovely.
Queen. Last year, an incredible thing. He was doing Andrew Bocelli. He was involved with all of them, but he said it was just an incredible feeling just to see them performing right in front of him. Yeah, you know what I mean. And but looking at the acts that are on the Live Aid Liverpool this year, any other acts that you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing Mark Lacey.
Oh yeah, great.
I love Mark, so it's. And we don't, because we've always been that busy, we don't get to see that much of each other, but we always get on like house on fire. So, but I love watching Mark play. I
I used to live by Mark. Yeah.
Have you seen his band, the band that he's doing now?
Oh,
it's incredible, isn't it?
I haven't seen the new one. I've only seen some videos of it.
I've only managed to catch him once, but I remember I said to Mark, I said it's just a pleasure to listen to you doing your own songs again.
Yeah.
You know, great. Very, very, very underrated songwriter, Mark. It really is.
I mean, I'm going to be having Mark on one of my podcasts, hopefully in the next few days or few weeks anyway. And I told him myself when I went to see his gig. I think he was supporting Clem Burke's band from America in the Cavern. Yeah. And for me, I mean, I thought Mark Lacey's band were just outstanding. It was like walking into like the OK Corral. Right? That's what my opinion was. It was like walking into the OK Corral, and you've got like a band playing like just amazing music, and I felt like I was part of like Back to the Future film or something. You know,
Back to the Future too.
Yeah, it was incredible. Obviously, you know, for the future as well, 2023, what does that hold for you apart from Live Aid?
Come on, Geoff, you are lots of gigs.
I am keeper of the diary, keeper of the gates, the gatekeeper. Lots of gigs. I mean, with Dr. Strangelove, we're booked up through until next year. We've got lots of projects that we're involved in, so lots of local gigs, and then we're out in Guernsey again in April. I think the Easter weekend.
Middle of April,
Yeah, we're doing 3 nights out in Guernsey doing the Queen show and some Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin, so they've asked us back, and that's always a joy to go out and to get on a plane and go and play somewhere is always fun. But yeah, loads of gigs. Lots of gigs coming up and different projects we're all involved in.
As you mentioned before, so when we're off air, considering what we've come from for the last 2 or 3 years, it's amazing. Especially when you look at some of the people who've kind of put it to one side, and they haven't come back to it.
Picked it up again.
You know, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I do think, all right, the market isn't quite what it was for a lot of people, but it is coming back. It is coming back.
There's a definite hunger. The audiences that are there, they love it. It's, you know, that's the get away from work. That's the social life. Even just little pub gigs like the Swinging Arm or something like that. We did a Queen night.
Great venue.
Yeah, it's probably our little hometown gig, really.
Proper grassroots.
Yeah, we've played there since day one, and we did a Queen show there a couple of weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, and they had to shut the doors. They couldn't get anybody else in. It was like absolute capacity.
Yeah.
They had to turn people away, which I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And the energy in the room, it was hot, it was sweaty. It was like an old proper sweaty club gig.
I'm definitely going to go back over there because, you know, the Sunday, it's always a Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it?
We play Friday,
We played
Saturday
Friday,
or
didn't we?
Sunday.
Is it?
We did this one on the Friday, didn't we?
We did it on a Friday night. Yeah, we're normally on Friday or Saturday, but we'll let you know. And come over.
Make sure they don't lock the doors for me, you know. Have you got a message for anyone who's already bought tickets and also those who are thinking about buying tickets for Live Aid Liverpool?
Tell your friends and buy tickets and spread the word.
Yeah, I mean, the causes, say, the charities are so worthwhile. And what an amazing day out, you know, to come to Liverpool and the Adelphi and see such, you know, prolific lineup of people. You don't get that amount of talent in one room very often. And you guys have done an amazing job putting that together. So hats off to you. And we've just got to play our little part and, you know, make sure Bohemian Rhapsody goes all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, tickets are still on sale. There's only 14 tables. All tickets are on tables of 10. And there are 14 tables left. That's all that's there. So if you want to see this amazing band, Classic Queen, and all the amazing artists, go to the Eventbrite website and just search for Live Aid Liverpool. All the details are on the bottom of the screen, or you can scan the barcode, which is also on the screen as well. In the meantime, I want to thank Geoff and Martin for coming into the Pod Cafe today. Please subscribe to the Pod Cafe and you'll get all notifications of all future podcasts. So from me, Tony Cook, and Classic Queen,
thank you.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Cheers.